Um, Hello. I have something I want to talk about. The kind of what's been going on with Fortnite for the past like week or two, or not really Fortnite, but like I would say Epic Games, and I guess the future. I know a lot of people made videos on this. I also do have opinions that I want to share. Do I think? But I just want to get this out of the way. I don't think Fortnite's dead. In fact, I honestly think it's more. I think it's more played and talked about than the last year. I feel like right now the game is more talked about than it has the entirety of 2023. Like even when the new chapter started, I think honestly it is because of this season. I think the season definitely was last season was a success. The updates maybe not, but like definitely Period 2.0 maps, like some cool stuff coming with those maps. But I want to talk about what the fuck is happening. So we had Donald Mustard, I guess not really quit, but retire because he has been working for a pretty long fucking time, and they've been working for a long time there, and so he wants to spend time with his kids. This was, I feel like, kind of the point where, I mean, I feel like it was kind of almost was obvious. I'm not gonna say the visitor stuff. That's not the reason. I think it's because the storylines declined. The storylines declined so much because I would say because I feel like he probably wasn't working on it that much at all in the past few years. I mean, that's probably why we saw the rise of the comics and stuff, because it's kind of an easy way to express the story without really expressing the story. You know what I mean? Like, you can express the story in a comic, but it just doesn't feel the same, if you know what I mean. Now again, I don't know if we're getting an event this season. I mean, or at least for the end of the chapter. It seems like we probably are, because I mean, no event for the end of the chapter is insane. That would be like ridiculous if we didn't get an event at the end of the chapter. But with it kind of all aligns as well. Charlie Wen got into the office at, I would say, well, like June. They said June is when Dr. Slow came back. I feel that Charlie Wen he might somehow know some things about the storyline. Maybe that was what happened, or I mean, thing is, they plan stuff in the future. So again, I really don't know. I'm just making assumptions of what could have happened. Also, happy October, Halloween month. You know, I haven't been active on YouTube at all, really. I underestimated the band stuff. Like, we had our first competition yesterday. You know, it's fun. It's really fun. So, I mean, if you're in high school, going into high school, or you're in high school and you haven't done any band stuff, I would do it. I mean, this is my first year, and I'm honestly having a good ass time. Just be ready to like, it's a lot of commitment. It does matter which marching band you join. Like, there's some schools that you don't need to do too much. But I'm getting off topic, so I'm gonna get back on topic now with the game and the news that 900 employees got, like, just boop, they're gone. They got I'm not fired. They got laid off. All those employees got laid off, which is insane. 900. That's a lot of employees. It's not Google, like, where they be taking out 10,000 a day. If I was working at Google, I would be scared, really scared, because I feel like I could be. Now I feel like now having a job, like, just whatever's happening with the jobs in the landscape, you can be laid off at any moment. My dad was laid off from a job. They literally took my dad out and a bunch of other people on a work trip to Vegas, and then apparently a week or two after, even a few days, he got laid off. It's like they do these things, but then they lay them off. I don't know if this is like some job trend thing. I don't really know what it is, but it is super duper weird, and honestly, I really don't know why they're doing it. But you know, maybe there is a reason. There's an underground reason. I don't work a job yet, so I don't know. But definitely a lot of shady stuff with job. But Tim Sweeney said all the stuff that the reason they got rid of all these employees was because of like money. They aren't making that much money. They're not making that much money because of UEFN. Isn't that the whole thing that they were saying? I'm pretty sure that was the whole thing Tim was saying, so I don't know why he... Like, I feel like you need to kind of prepare, wouldn't you? I mean, maybe you can't prepare for such a big drop like UEFN. But thing is, if you look at the charts for people who are paying, people are getting paid $10 million. 5 people are getting paid $10 million. That's $50 million going out a year. I don't know if that's a year or monthly. If that's monthly, that's ridiculous. That's if you're gonna do 10 million, at least make it like 10 million a year. And even, like, should people be getting paid 10 million? Absolutely not. That's ridiculous. I think the cutoff. I think a $1 million cutoff is like. I think the most you should be able to get is $1 million, so that Epic still makes money, the players still make money, and everyone's happy. You know, it just kind of makes a lot more sense. It makes a lot more sense, and I can kind of see why they did that little restriction thing with being 18. I think they could still do it where it's like a parent and guardian, but whatever's going on with the money now, they're probably not going to do that ever, if not for at least a pretty long time. But there is some obvious problems behind the scenes that we don't, us as players, don't really know about, probably. Like, I would say maybe one of the problems is lack of innovation. There hasn't been many things that are any cool things to be added. Like, we've had some cool things added to Fortnite, but we haven't had like anything crazy new, like crazy in a new season standpoint where I don't really know how to explain. It's weird. In chapter 2, they didn't change the map much, but the story was still evolving. In chapter 3, the story was kind of evolving, but it was getting more and more confusing. That's the problem. It gets confusing the more the story progresses, the more confusing it got. Chapter 1 was the least confusing time of the story. So, like, really. We need to, I feel like there needs to be a little bit better organization of the story. There's ways to like make a story, organize it, keep track with it, and the way whatever Epic's doing is apparently not good, because the story right now is pretty shit, and no one really knows what's going on. I feel like it's starting to come back because of the Sloan stuff, but even like during the season, what happened to the actual storyline logs? What happened to all of that? We don't get any of it. We don't get none of it. We don't get any actual like story. We haven't gotten like actual cool storyline stuff in forever. It's been so long. Tell me, when was the last time we actually got a live event? It's been since chapter 3, and that was the Fracture event. It's not Epic's top priority. And apparently, these events are costing Epic a lot of money. I don't know how it's costing them money. If not at least like a lot. If we're talking about a lot, that must mean millions. It's costing them millions to make these events. Really? Is it voice act? It could be voice acting, maybe. And maybe that's why there's no voice acting this season, because they're trying to save money. Which I think that is the reason why there's no voice acting. But voice acting makes... It kind of makes the Fortnite storyline Fortnite. It kind of makes Fortnite with all the story. The game doesn't feel like Fortnite without like a storyline. It feels like, and with no storyline right now, I feel like going on. Like, we do have that like time machine with Kato Throne, that stuff going on. But there really isn't too much. There is a storyline. It is just a lot harder to find. I feel like if you do want to know the storyline, and if you want to try to find out what's going on with the storyline, then a great person to see with the storyline stuff is Clark Kent. He's really good. He knows a lot about the story game. Because of all this stuff that's happening, the layoffs, the lack of story content, lack of content in general. The fact they said like fall was going to be crazy, yet we haven't gotten that much yet. I know fall just started, and I'm gonna give them a break, but we gotta, something has to happen. We need more community stuff as well. I think Epic is doing a lot better of a job since Chapter 2 of listening to the community, because that was really bad before, but it's a lot better. If there's nothing happening with the story, people are gonna get less interested in the game, which I honestly has already been happening for a pretty fucking long time now. That has been happening for the longest time. No one really gives a shit anymore. And I'm just saying, I'm not saying that to like, I'm not just saying that to be negative. I'm saying that because it's true. No one really cares about the story. Whatever story was left, whatever story is left of the game, it sure as hell is gone right now. Until Fortnite starts, maybe I'll come back. But this is what I'm also talking about. Seasonal events, that stopped. All the things that just kind of made the game fun has stopped. We have still have an event coming up, which is still, I would say, still kind of exciting. Not crazy exciting. I'm not really excited for it at all, because it's probably going to be another Creative 2.0 event. It's probably going to be pretty garbage again. But the state of the game is pretty, I would say it's pretty good. It's not dead, which some people were saying, like, oh, this is the end for Fortnite. Fortnite's going to die. It's literally over. How were we going to recover? Anytime the game has fallen into a state where it was basically going to be dead, or just fall out of relevancy, it's always came back. It always has in some way. Maybe not in the mainstream as it used to. It will probably never be in the mainstream again. I would say the last time people really talked about it was that Dragon Ball Z collab, which was pretty long ago. That was the last, I would say the last time, that was the last time anyone's really been entirely interested in the game. And we saw like a big thing of, we also usually had the refer a friend things coming back a lot. Probably because Epic needs players to come back for them to make more money. I don't know if that's the reason. That's just the reason that I thought they were doing it for. It just kind of made sense. It makes sense to me, okay? That's what it makes sense to me. It makes sense to me that they're doing that. So, you know, if they're gonna do that, then whatever. But the one thing I want, if there's one thing I'm gonna say, it's this. If Epic doesn't get their shit together and do something, or Charlie Wen, this guy who's apparently really good, seems like he's a pretty good fit. He seems like he's good. If something doesn't happen for Chapter 5, well, this game better off not have a Battle Royale mode anymore. Because, like this game might as well not have a Battle Royale mode. Because it's going to become Roblox. It's basically becoming Roblox. A lot of the things that are added are just other games, features, and I know it's hard to make new ideas, but with new ideas comes people with innovation. The people who they laid off had a lot of that because they worked on Battle Royale for so long. Like, there's so many season ideas that have still not happened yet. So many weapon ideas that have not happened yet. So many story ideas that haven't happened yet that could be happening if people just had put their creative minds into it. Battle Royale doesn't have to die like this. It really doesn't. Like, people say Battle Royale is dead and no one's really interested. People can be interested if we bring something else to the table. And Epic is not really doing that. The last few seasons, this chapter, have just been rehashes of old seasons. Not saying that's bad. I'm just saying that the demand is really high right now. Because of that event, really has tanked stuff. And we have a really high demand right now. Us as the players, we want more. We want more because we know Epic has it. We know Epic can do more. We know Epic wants to do more. So then they should do it. I don't know if that it costs them money to. I don't know. Maybe it costs them money to add these new features. I don't know anything about that, but if it does, well then I make some program stuff. I don't know. Again, I'm only a player. I can't decide this stuff. Epic does. They're the big people. So I'm not gonna say that they're not doing anything, because they definitely fucking sure as hell are. I'm not gonna say that they are terrible, don't care about their game, because they damn sure they do. But also, about the Epic Game Store stuff, they put so much money in that Epic Game Store for the Epic Game Store to not really put much money. If they were, I'm thinking of a YouTuber, Quebblecob, right? Yeah, that guy. That guy tried to invest in like 20 freaking channels at once. Like he wanted to go to that blue channel with that AI stuff, and his main channel suffers because of that. And now look at his channel; it's basically dead. It's basically a wasteland now. You know what I mean? Just focus on one thing. That if the thing like, don't change something that's working. If something's working, like with Chapter 1, if the way Chapter 1 was working, the way updates were working, the way people are loving the game, then don't change it. Only change it when people are like, okay, now I'm kind of getting bored of this. We kind of want something else. But that is also our job as a community to say what we want. The Epic isn't gonna know what we want unless we say it. If we don't say what we want, how the hell is Epic supposed to know? It's like a 2-for-2 deal type thing here. We don't get what we want, so we complain about it. But Epic didn't know what we wanted, so basically, there's nothing, like, what are we complaining about? See what I'm getting with? The game isn't dead. It just needs more innovation. It just needs more thought. I have so many ideas for a season. We need I know we've had a desert season before. Maybe an ancient Egypt type season. That would be fucking cool. They've done ancient seasons. I'm thinking of like 1,000,000 ancient seasons. Like they've done futuristic seasons. There's a different type, maybe a dystopian type season with basically a really bad like social, like there's so many ideas that Epic has not thought about yet that they could do. Like there's so many ideas. The game isn't dead. It just lacks so many things for people to be satisfied. For people like me, for people like you, for people like Jamie over here to be satisfied with Fortnite, okay? That's all I have to say. But don't go out there thinking the game is dead, because for sure as hell is not. It has a lot of players. There's a nice amount of players in creative. Creative literally does better than Battle Royale right now. Why? I wonder why. Also, I think there needs to be a paywall system. This is the last thing I'm going to talk about. Paywall. See these maps right here? You might pick out some of the Malay Atlas OGBR, Rocket Ninja Rumble, Pokenite, that thing, Color Climb. There's a lot of these maps as well that are shit. We're kind of seeing a thing with YouTube where it's an algorithm. The algorithm get changed. The algorithm at the start of creative, I would say the algorithm, gosh, I'm trying to remember. It was not Tycoons. Tycoons right now are really big. The biggest maps are Tycoons. Most engaging I have are Tycoons. Tycoons are so fucking massive. Like, they are very, very big. Like, we had like a time where people were doing the meme pursuit things. The Only Up. Only Up was the biggest thing that got people to Fortnite. Fortnite has gotten so many players because of Only Up. We have maps like this. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this map? What is this shit? Like, this guy's probably making a nice amount of money. 10K players? Probably making a nice amount of money. Probably making a living for yourself, you know? It's just... And also, but look at this map. Survival games. We have the Minecraft survival game. This is pretty fucking cool. Making the sword stuff, the bows and all that stuff. The POIs look outstanding. Outstanding. This is good. I think this is great. It's pretty addictive too. Only Up, on the other hand, I'm not saying that Only Up is shit. It's trash. I'm not saying it is, but lacks the innovation. It's pretty. It's basically. It's literally another game just imported into Fortnite in a Fortnite style. That's literally all it is. We have our Bed Wars map. The boy Dilly made the Bed Wars map. I think the boy Dilly might be in the category of 10 million to 5 million to 1 million. I think he's in that category because of Go Goated. Go Goated has been the biggest map for almost ever. I think that's like one of the biggest maps ever to be a thing. But right now, like the biggest thing is Tycoons. Before it was Only Up maps. And then I think for a time we had like those meme maps. The maps that were off of memes. Like there's so many cool maps. Crisis Capital. I fucking love this. This map is so cool. The burning stuff. And then Baby Run's just funny. I think that's a funny map. Phantom Investigation's cool. And I'm pretty sure that's also a Roblox game. And then like Five Nights at Freddy's and Fortnite. Oh please, that's cool. They have some other maps. I feel like we're having some more maps that came out at the start of Creative 2.0. They're coming back. They're starting to come back ever so slightly, ever slowly. I'm starting to see them like come back a little bit and actually have a player base. Starting to just slowly come back, just slowly, just very slowly. Slowly coming back. And also, I really do and if we're talking about what like the next thing for creative, like we had the gun game maps, those were big. Yeah, I remember that. The gun game maps were big for a while. Horror maps, huge. Not as much anymore. Yeah, I think the start of creative was really just it was I think the thing that was big was death runs. The start of creative, death runs were big, and also those driving maps, open world driving maps. Those are pretty fucking huge. With the save device coming soon, probably in November or December, definitely not this month. Probably season 5. I would hope this month. I really want it, because then we could see open world maps. I know open world maps would mostly be like the last thing you would think to add. They would be adding. That would be like, oh, that would be the last thing they would add, because that's such a big thing to add. But like you can still make open world maps that are like, even if they're like smaller, like Pirate Adventure. That's a really good open world map that I think it's pretty good. I have a video on it on my channel. Go watch it. But I would say that's like the one of the better adventure maps. The thing is, it sucks because it doesn't save your progress. You can't save your progress in the map. Like Death Run maps, if you want to leave the map and save your progress, you freaking can't. You can't save your progress. That sucks. We have XP now. That is really big. That's what's getting people also to play because they want to level up their battle pass. They want to level up. We got XP. That's good. But we lack a lot of things yet. But with creative still being new, I think Epic has done a phenomenal job this year. With people saying, Epic hasn't done a great job. Yeah, maybe not in the Battle Royale. But if you look past Battle Royale with creative, all that stuff, they done pretty good. I know a lot of people like to blame creative for a lot of the things. And I would say it's kind of somewhat true if you think about it, because creative is the reason why they are kind of losing money. That's because they're giving $10 million to players. That is stupid. That's a dumb way to do that. That's dumb. Like, really? That's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. But you would think, what do I know? I'm just a kid. I'm just a player. I don't really know much, but I hope you enjoyed this. Just me ranting about. I think Fortnite's not dead. I think Fortnite still has a pretty big future, especially with Creative 2.0. This 2023 has been a huge year for Fortnite and a pretty huge year for Epic. I hope all the people who got laid off find a job, and I hope they're doing well financially. And I hope that Epic can recover from whatever the hell happened these past 2 weeks, because these past 2 weeks have been a dark week for Epic Games, but I think we'll bounce back. Maybe not in a year, maybe not in 10 years. One day. I think Fortnite will be talked about, or another game that made it by Epic. But the last thing I have to say, there's just one more thing that I have to say. Stop making maps like this. No one cares about Huggy Wuggy anymore. Until Chapter 3 comes out, no one really gives a shit. I've seen a lot of Huggy Wuggy maps. Stop it! Okay, see you guys next time.